Now that our mix is ready, it's time to go to the next stage, which is mastering. Mastering is the last step of our processing to release the track. First of all, be aware that on our master bus, there should be no clipping. This is why we're using our gain plugin to reduce the loudness to about 10 dB. So we're gonna reduce until our main bus shows us around -6 dB. At this moment, the only plugins we have here are the plugins which were used only for automation in the arrangement phase of our tracks, and no mastering plugins at all. For mastering, I'm gonna use one of the most famous plugins, which is Isotope Ozone 7, which is very comfortable because it has many different plugins in one. The first plugin we're going to look at is the classic EQ. It's important when you master to compare your tracks with others, because by using a reference you can understand how your song should sound in comparison with this reference track. But the main reason for mastering is to make your track sound better and louder, and as a result it should sound great on any system. As in processing and also in mastering, one of the most important plugins is Spectrum Analyzer. The loudness of our frequencies are all almost on the same level in all frequency range. This tells us that the processing was done properly. Another great spectrum analyzer is the Voxengo span. It's not always necessary, but it's very helpful. It gives us a more detailed view of our frequencies. As you can see, we have a lot of frequencies and harmonics in the mid-range, and around 4K we have a lot of harshness in the sounds, but our low end is quite free. Let's begin with the vintage EQ. This is an analog of the Pultec EQ, which allows us to add some color and some warmth to the sound. As you can hear, our high end has more presence now. If you're going to use a multiband compressor after the EQ, this will not sound very correct. Therefore, it's good to do some technical processing in the EQ area by removing the excess lows and the excess highs. When using any EQ, usually phasing distortion happens, so I would recommend that when removing the unnecessary lows, you use a linear EQ.